Hey everybody, welcome back to Selina's Corner. So today I'm going to make some yogurt in the quick cooker, and I'm just going to give you some tips. I've been making yogurt for a really long time, and a lot of people think that making yogurt is really hard and that it's like rocket science. And actually, the more you fuss over yogurt, it just doesn't want to cooperate, because yogurt has living organisms in it. So just treat it like anything else, and it's no big deal, and your yogurt will turn out perfect every time. Now, I have a couple of yogurt makers, and these are the little jars that go into the yogurt maker when I'm making yogurt in my yogurt maker. But you can also use them for storage of a large batch. Today I'm going to make a large batch of yogurt. So one of the things I do is I use, I like fruit in the bottom yogurt. So I use pie filling, blueberry or cherry, apple. You take apple and then you make like oatmeal, brown sugar, cinnamon, sprinkle on the top, and when you mix that together, it tastes like apple pie. It's so good. And it doesn't even have to be exact science, exact recipe. Just kind of sprinkle a little bit on top, a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of cinnamon, and put it in the refrigerator overnight, and the next day you've got yogurt, apple pie yogurt. So one of the things I do is, today is my day off, and tomorrow I'll start my week. I'll work 5 days, and I'll have 2 days off again. So today is my get ready for the weekday, and I will make my dessert and my sandwich fixings for the week. So I'm going to make yogurt as my snack, and I'm actually going to thaw out the rest of the strawberry sauce from the strawberry cheesecake that we made in the quick cooker last week to use in the bottom of my yogurt. So what I do is I make the yogurt in my regular yogurt maker in these, put the lid on them, refrigerate them overnight, and then I put some fruit in the bottom here, I don't know, maybe a couple tablespoons, and then put the yogurt on top, and I have 5 of these, so I'll make 5 yogurts to take to work with me. I'll just set these over here because you don't need them until later. And then I'll make some chicken salad, and I'll divide it up into 5 of these containers. Usually it makes about 5 3-ounce servings, and that's plenty, especially if you're going to put it on some croissants. Now, this is something I would like to learn how to do, is how to make croissants, because yeah, and they're expensive. Even in Walmart, they're expensive. So I also make iced coffee cap, chocolate caramel iced coffee, and I'll show you how I make that too. So we're going to do the yogurt first, and I actually have some cranberries, the leftover cranberries from my sheet pan Thanksgiving dinner for 2. I have those in the air fryer dehydrating for things like my chicken salad that I make for my lunch. So let's get started. So today we're going to need, I used, and I've mentioned this before, I just used UHT milk, ultra high temperature processed milk. Sometimes you'll read that people are like, no, you can't use that because the bacteria that you need has been killed off by the high temperature processing. No, the bacteria that fights with the yogurt to keep the yogurt from setting up has been killed off by the high temperature process. And I like this milk because it's shelf stable. I could buy 12 of these and put them on the shelf and use them whenever I need them. And I put them on everything. You can do whole milk, you can do, it comes in whole, 2% and 1%, and I just use whatever I have. I don't care. I've done it with all 3 and it comes out just fine. So we'll need 2 tablespoons. I use whole Greek yogurt. And the leftover yogurt, I will freeze into ice cubes. And remember, these are 2 tablespoons each, and that's what we need to make yogurt, is 2 tablespoons of yogurt. So we'll freeze it, and then next time we want to make a batch of yogurt, we'll take out one of those cubes and we'll put it in a little bowl, or even that little bowl, and we'll let it thaw so that when we're ready to make our yogurt, it's ready to use. Okay? So yogurt and milk, and I'm going to make vanilla flavored yogurt today to go with my strawberries. So we're going to need some vanilla extract and some sugar. I have the sugar over here, so I'll put that over here. And of course the Instant Pot, the quick cooker, I'm sorry, Instant Pot, the quick cooker. So I'm also going to use the ceramic pot, and it comes with a cradle. I called it a ladle the first time I introduced it to you. But it's a cradle. Take it out of here. And that's so that we can lift it in and out of the quick cooker. It comes with a silicone cover. Freezer, refrigerator safe. There's some things that you'll use it when you cook. And I'm going to use it today because I want to keep the warmth in on my yogurt, because it'll help it to proof faster. So and it's got vents on it, and this holds 8 cups, and this makes 4 cups of yogurt, which is plenty for me or a family to have for snacks or breakfast. You can make overnight oatmeal and you make it with yogurt, which is really good. I make that all the time. So take this off, and I'm going to put this over here. See how nice that is? And I'll put a link to all the products that I use from Pampered Chef today underneath the video. So I'm just going to set this over here for now, out of our way. Oh, look. I got my adjustable measuring spoons this week. Finally got around to ordering them, and they came really quick. And this one goes from 1 teaspoon all the way up to a tablespoon. And this one goes from 1/8 of a teaspoon up to a teaspoon. And you just move it however where you need it. And we're going to need 2 tablespoons of vanilla today. And I refilled the bottle, and I labeled the hazelnut. I told you I was going to do it. Alrighty. So first things first. So we're going to use the small batter bowl. We're going to need the small prep bowl. And I see some videos on YouTube where some Pampered Chef consultants are making yogurt and straight into the quick cooker pot. Well, I'm not going to do that because I just want to try something new. I want to see if this works. So I'm going to try something new. We're only going to put it on proof today, and it takes 6 to 8 hours to make yogurt. So these little guys do their thing to the milk, thicken it up and make it nice and tangy and tart to make yogurt. So what they've been doing is they do a cold start, and I'm not going to do a cold start. I never do a cold start yogurt. I always do warm start, so it wakes up those yogurt cultures and basically tells them, y'all need to get to work now. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a warm start. And I don't have a thermometer, and I just kind of play it by feel. So I'm going to make sure that my hands are clean before we start. I already washed them, but I've just been touching all this stuff. So make sure my hands are clean. And basically, we're just going to heat it up, heat the milk up in the microwave. That's the microwave thing. Towel. And I'll put down a paper towel. So we're going to take the milk. It's very simple. Quart of milk, 2 tablespoons of whole, you can just do like whole fat yogurt, just regular yogurt, or you can do Greek yogurt. I like the Greek yogurt. I think it works better. That's just my personal experience. And we're gonna pour this into here. And it might glug a little. I'm just gonna squish it. Glug, 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 glug. I tell you, this smells and it tastes exactly like regular milk. This is regular milk. It's just treated at ultra high temperatures to make it shelf stable. You can take this milk camping or fishing, or whatever you like. You can have it in your prepper supplies if you're a prepper. You know it's raised by a bunch of old ladies that raised kids in the Depression, so you know, I know all about that prepper stuff. And I have a really good friend down in Florida that just does amazing things. Like, because we have to get ready for hurricanes and stuff like that. You know, I'm in South Carolina and he's down in Florida, and he's taught me a lot of things about how I can make vegetable soup, no meat, vegetable soup in a big pot on the stove, and you know, we can serve out of that pot several days. Just make sure that every time that you dip into the pot, you're using a clean utensil. You never want to double dip into that pot so that it always stays fresh. So now we're going to take this milk and we're going to carefully put it in the microwave for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Okay. Now while that's going, I'm going to measure out my yogurt into my little prep bowl here. And I need 2 tablespoons. Remember I said it's not rocket science. A little more, a little less, doesn't matter. Getting it on my phone. Whoops. Okay. So I'm going to use this little bitty mini whisk here to mix it up nice and even into the warm milk. Okay. So I'll take some pictures too after the process. And this is gonna take a while, so I'll be pausing, you know, after each step, and then I'll put the whole thing together later. So this I'm going to put into the ice cube trays. So I'm just going to set this to the side. I'll just put it over to the ice cube tray. Okay. Carefully remove the warm milk. I'm just going to stir it up just to make sure that the temperature is even throughout. And we basically just want it warm to the touch. The glass is warm, but it's not hot. In my hand. Okay. It's warm. It's warm. It is not hot, and that's all I want. I just want, like blue corn, I just want to be able to feel the warmth. I'm going to stick my finger in it. Do it with clean hands. Okay. Now I'm going to pour just about, maybe a half a cup into my yogurt, and I'm going to stir it up. be careful not to like whip it, because you know I don't want a lot of air bubbles and stuff in there. I just want the yogurt to mix in there nice. Nice and neat. Okay. Now I'm going to add my vanilla and my sugar to this. The recipes that I would need 2 tablespoons of each. Well, it sounds like a lot of vanilla, but I'm making a lot of yogurt. 1, 2. So I'll have to refill that now. And I keep a lot of vanilla going. That way I always have it, because you know I like to bake, and all kinds of stuff is flavored with vanilla. Try this one more time. Now we need 2 tablespoons of sugar. And again, it's not rocket science. Remember I said, if you cook with love, your food will always turn out nicely. And if it doesn't, the people who love you won't mind. So I'm just making a mess. Put that over there for when I make my coffee, my iced coffee. Now I'm just going to stir this up. And you can tell when the sugar is dissolved, because when you first start stirring it, it feels grainy on the bottom. And as you stir it, that grainy feeling goes away. And this is going to flavor our yogurt. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll take the yogurt and I'll make coffee yogurt with it. I'll put half a cup of instant coffee granules in a measuring cup and add a few tablespoons of warm milk and stir it until it dissolves, and then I'll add 2 tablespoons of sugar and a tablespoon of vanilla. I don't feel like it's grainy anymore. Well, chocolate yogurt, coffee yogurt. I like coffee. I just like coffee at anything. I can't have chocolate ice cream, so I'm big on coffee, anything. And we're just going to pour that back in there, and we're just gently going to stir it, because we just want to mix it up. We want to get that yogurt culture all mixed back up into the whole batch. And I'm using a little mini whisk on this one. I think it's so cool. Don't need any of this anymore, so I'm going to put that over there. Just need that all. So I'm going to bring my ceramic pot back over here. And gently pour this into the ceramic pot. We don't want it to splash. Put this over here so we can wash all this stuff up. You want me to mess? It's a drip. today. See, I'm just like you. I make messes too. And I'm gonna put the top on it. So I want to keep that warmth in there because that's what promotes the yogurt to do its job. Okay, so I can turn this around. I'm just like a monkey with a football today. All right. Okay. So we'll need to that yet. So we'll need to put, make sure this is lined up, although we're not going to be, it's not going to be under pressure today. So we're going to put the wire rack in there, feet down, touching the bottom. And then we're going to carefully lift our ceramic pot into the ceramic cooker. Pop the lid on. We're going to plug it in. I'm making a mess today. Alright, so we need to put it on fruit like we would for bread. And then I'm going to press the time. And the most it'll go for is 6 hours. Okay? Press start. Alright, so that will work over here, out of our way, for 6 hours. Okay, so now let's see. Let's make some iced coffee. And I make half gallon or 2 quarts. I just use an old milk jug. Pull it out right anyway. Let me rinse out my small batter bowl right quick. I'm going to need hot water. I mean hot water to dissolve that instant coffee. This is how I do it. This is the way I tweak this because it's the way that I like it. So we're going to need a cup of instant coffee, any brand, whatever you like. I just took the store brand. I've found out I've been using generic, store brand, whatever you want to say, for many years. I guess since they first started doing store brand. So my whole life. Alright, so 5 cups, didn't have to use that, of instant coffee. And we're going to need 3/4 of a cup of sugar. These are adjustable measuring cups. They come in 1 cup and 2 cups. And I have the 1 cup. So 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Again, it's not rocket science. You might like yours sweeter, you might not like yours as sweet as I do mine, but I cut kind of way back on the sugar. Alright. So now we're just going to put about 2 cups of hot water. straight from the tap. Put that in here. And I'm just going to use my little mini whisk just to stir it up really, really well. And the reason that I use hot water, I just use water from the tap. I don't have an issue with the water being of poor quality where I live, thankfully. A lot of people don't have that privilege. But if you use bottled water, you know, just use the water that you have at room temperature, and then just heat it up for a couple minutes in the microwave. You just want it hot enough to dissolve this coffee. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just dissolving the coffee and the sugar. And I don't know what it is about instant coffee granules, but they just, but they're freeze dried, so I guess it just seems like it just takes forever for them to reconstitute. I remembered that word this time. A lot of times I'll be thinking about one thing and I'll say something different, like the other night I said that I did my steak fries and cream cheese. I meant to say sour cream. I'm so sorry. I was like, what did I say then? I was supposed to say sour cream, and I think I said cream cheese. That's not what I meant at all. Alright, so I could not find the International Delight chocolate caramel, Hershey's chocolate caramel today. And I'm just not one to go store hop. You might, and my granny did, but I don't. It's just like this is the store brand, the Great Value chocolate caramel. Works fine for me. All right, so I think I have this all stirred up pretty good. So I'm gonna put this back in the sink. I'm gonna wash it again. Not gonna need that anymore today. So I'm going to get my milk jug, make sure it's all nice and clean. And this will last me all week because I use a reusable cup, a travel cup, and I just put some ice in it and fill it up with iced coffee, and then take that to work with me and have iced coffee. I don't have to stop at the store and spend $4 or more at the convenience store for some of that stuff that's in the bottle. I put it in the sink. Or the can, or stop at the shop and wait in line forever and ever 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 and pay, yeah, $5 for something I could have paid 50 cents for. All right, so now we're gonna put in, if I can see it, a cup and a half of the creamer. And it hasn't been opened yet, so I gotta open it real quick. Remember, I told you don't use your nails as tools. Pull this little tab up. Be careful you don't cut yourself. We don't need a trip to the ER today. I had other things I'd like to do on my day off besides sitting in the ER getting stitches. I don't know about you, but blood kind of freaks me out. Okay, so a cup and a half. I'm not even going to use a different measuring cup. Back in the refrigerator. My mini whisk again. All this yummy goodness. Coffee. And we're going to pour that in. going to use cold water to fill it up. I'm just making a mess today. Stir it in, get all that yummy goodness out of there. A little more. Got a little foam on it, and that's okay, because that will settle down after it sits in the refrigerator. And I'm making it today because it'll be better tomorrow. All I have to do is just open up the fridge in the morning, give it a shake, because chocolate settles to the bottom. It does not matter what I have made, chocolate always sinks to the bottom. So I always shake it up. Alright, and now I'm just going to throw that in the refrigerator. Alright. I need my scale. Make my chicken. Alright, so for, I'm going to set this in the drain so it doesn't drip all over my pan. Like the serve again. I'll wipe that down right quick. Alright, let me get out my little containers. 4, 5. Alright, so this is another one of those things that I just kind of wing. It's like, whatever I like. So let me grab what I'm going to need right quick, and I'll be right back, I promise. Okay, so welcome back, everybody. So now I'm going to make my chicken, pecan, cranberry salad for my lunch this week. And I'm going to put it on croissant. So it's nice and filling. And it's kind of an elegant dinner that you can serve sometimes too. If you just want something light, put it on, put some lettuce in there, maybe some tomato if you like. But for me, I just put the chicken salad in between the croissant and just eat it like that. It's really good. So let me tell you what I'm using today. So I'm using chunk chicken breast, great value, the 12.5 ounce, 12.5 ounce can, drain. Throw it this way because I don't need it anymore. Excuse me. That's my measuring colander. It holds up 3 cups. Okay. So I cannot use that for anything else until I wash and sterilize it really, really well because it had chicken in it. Yes, the chicken is cooked, but still, I don't take chicken. Okay. So now that I put it in my little batter bowl here, I'm just going to like break up those chunks. Oh, service dog Pixie, she's over there having fun with her new toy. She got a little purple abominable snowman from one of our crane games at work. Now, we have a restaurant at work. That's true. Why don't I eat at work? I do. But to me, I like to save my meal at work for Thursday when we have our managers meeting, because sometimes we have a meal brought in. We'll do a trade out, and I have a meal brought in. So I always wait, and if we don't bring anything in for that meeting, then I just eat there. But I don't like to bother the cooks if I don't have to, because they've got enough to do without me bugging them. All right. So I just chop it up really good. You actually kind of have more now that it's all chopped up. Now, what did I tell you about cooking? You have to cook with love. Okay, you have an idea of what you like to put in your certain things. So I'm going to show you how I make my chicken pecan cranberry salad, and then you make it the way that you like. Okay, so I'm going to use some mayonnaise. I like Miracle Whip, but I don't have any today. So I'm just going to squish them in there. I don't know, that looks like, I don't know, about a half cup. And I like my salad sweet, so I'm going to use some sweet relish. Use some sweet relish to give it that tang that I don't have because I don't have Miracle Whip. I'm just going to put a little tiny bit in there, just enough to give it a tang. I don't know, what is that? 2 teaspoons. Back on it. Okay. And then I'm going to use some of the celery flakes that I made. And these will actually rehydrate, reconstitute, after they sit in the salad overnight. What's that, a quarter of a celery stalk, chopped, diced, however small you like it. And a little bit of minced onion that I have dehydrated. Doesn't take a whole lot. About a teaspoon. Heaping teaspoon. And then some parsley to give that, I like parsley. A lot of people use cilantro in their hot sauce. I use parsley. I've always used parsley. I don't know why. I guess because before cilantro became popular, everybody was using parsley, and so I still use parsley. I will have to try the cilantro, I guess. Set these over here out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Put these back in the refrigerator. Can't leave mayonnaise out. It will go bad. And it's made with eggs, so it will make you sick. If you've been asked to bring a dish like to a picnic or church, dinner or something like that, don't take anything with mayonnaise in it. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it, because if it sits out on the table, it will go bad, and then you'll be responsible for making a bunch of people sick. Don't want that. Okay, so I keep this stuff in the freezer just so it's always fresh. And I'm just going to put a handful of chopped pecans in there. Don't stuff on the pecans. Just a handful of chopped pecans. Notice I just stick my hand in the bag. I don't want to ruin it still in the bag. Same thing with shrimp. Get some out of there. And these will reconstitute too. Whoop. Kind of chunky. Our yogurt's been going about half an hour now. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. I really enjoy yogurt, and it's good for you too. Throw my hands right quick. That bag's kind of wet from being in the fridge. So I can do some few little turns of salt. I usually do equal few little turns of pepper. Yes, I actually count in my head when I do this stuff. 11, 12, yeah. Now we're just going to mix it up. Now I weighed my bowl before I started this so I would know how much it is, because once I have something in it, I can't do a tear weight on the scale. So it weighs 2 pounds. It's a little over 2 pounds. So once you get that all stirred up, you can decide if you want more mayonnaise in it or more liquid in it. So I'm going to add a little more mayonnaise to it. I'm going to be putting it on bread, but I'm not going to put any mayonnaise on the croissant at all. About another quarter cup. That should be plenty. Sometimes when I make tuna salad, I go a little overboard on mayonnaise. I get soupy tuna. But it usually sets back up once it sits in the refrigerator overnight. Alright, so that looks a lot better. To me, anyway. Make sure you're getting down there in the bottom of the bowl. Get it all mixed up nice and pretty. I'll take a picture for you. I don't think you can see it on the camera. So I had a message come through just as I was about to take a picture. My phone just hesitated. Okay. So now, like I said before, I'm going to portion it up. So now I have to see how much I have. The bowl weighed a little over 2 pounds. Okay. So I have about 3 pounds, about 2.798 pounds of this. Okay. So I'm going to divide this up. My little bowl on there, I'm going to press tear, so I'm at 0. And I'm going to put about 3 ounces of chicken salad in each one of these. So I divide it up. Change this to ounces. Okay. And I got out 5 bowls, but I only need 4 because, like I said, I have 4 croissants. That'll be for the 4 meals that I will take as my lunch this week. And I use these little bowls because they're almost the same size as the ones I'm going to use for the yogurt that I'm going to take. So they sit on the bottom of my lunch bag. Oh, come on now. And just like, just a little under 3 ounces. Apparently I'm not guessing very good on this. So now I'm over it. That's so funny. Okay, so I'll put that there. So while I show you my little lunch bag that I got, this goes in the freezer. Gotta get that. I'll get my socks wet. So, and this one doesn't have a gel in it. It's just got like some insulation in it that keeps the food cold or hot. And then I just got a couple of these and keep them in the freezer. And I just put one on one side and one on the other side and put my food down in the center. And it keeps it cold till I get ready for lunch. And then I come home at the end of the day and I'll just throw it back in the freezer. Alright. Portion up another one. Okay, so that's it. You don't have to do this exactly I mean, you can eyeball it if you want to, if you don't have a scale, but I'm just one of those people that if I could exactly the same for each one, I'm just a happy camper. Alright. Wash my hands. Sanitize them too. Just last little bit. That's a little bit less than 3 ounces, but nobody's counting. So now what I'll do is these little chicken salads are really good because they're just like anything else. Once they sit in the refrigerator, just like the yogurt, once it sits in the refrigerator, better and better, and it'll last. It'll last the 4 days that I need it to last. I'm also going to make some room in the refrigerator for the ceramic pot when it comes out of the quick cooker. We're going to want to take it and put it straight into the refrigerator and then let it chill overnight. Okay? Any yogurt that you make, that's what you'll do. Straight into the refrigerator. Let me put this in the refrigerator right quick. My apple pie cider is finally finished. I think what I'll do with this is I'll put it in, some of it in a Pilsner or beer glass, and then I'll put some of it in a clear mug with an orange and a cinnamon stick and a couple of cloves on top of it, and see which way I like it better. But this is the apple pie, the hard apple pie cider that I made for some guys at work, and they liked it. So I'm excited to try it myself. I've never made hard cider before. Alright. So another thing I do is I go ahead and I just broke the top on that. It's super good. I'll go ahead and I'll cut up my croissants, and then I'll have a spoon in my lunch bag. So I'll cut them and I'll put them in these bags, and I'll throw those in the refrigerator. So I grab a yogurt, grab a chicken salad, grab a croissant. I'll put those two in the bottom. I'll put the croissant on the top, and then I'll grab a cranberries. Probably need to turn them. This is the Cajun trail mix, great value Cajun Sands Club trail mix. I really like it. If you can add nuts, this is amazing. And I get that in the big bag because they come. I can't find it in the snack size bags anymore. But I'll portion it up. And all I got to do is just grab that, throw it in my lunch bag, and off I go. My Pampered Chef coated utility knife. Love this thing. Very sharp, so you have to be careful. So I just basically cut almost all the way through it. Almost all the way through it. And then I just throw it in this little Ziploc bag. These croissants are really good. I would like to learn how to make croissant. I had read, I'll have to go back and see if I can find it, and maybe I'll do that demo for you. I had read where you could use the flaky pastry sheets to make croissants with. Well, we'll have to try that. It sounds like a neat little cheat to me. Hey, I'm all for the fastest, easiest way to do something right. I'll just put my chicken salad in there and have myself a nice little lunch. Like I said, be careful. I know. I probably need to turn those. The cranberries have a lot of liquid in them, so they take a long time to dehydrate. Squish that air out a little bit. You can save these for something else if you like. These are great for like starting seedlings in. I am not a gardener. I am not like my grandmother. My grandmother grew a 56-pound watermelon the summer of 1971, and it was so big it was in the newspaper. It was almost 3 feet around. It was 29 inches long, and it weighed 56 pounds. It was huge, and it was red, and it was juicy. That woman, she could grow anything. She grew African violets. It had to be grow on the south side of the house. It could only get the south side of the sun. She would grow vegetables in her flower bed, and then she would turn it over after she harvested everything, you know, like peppers and tomatoes and that sort of thing. And then she would turn it over, and she would, in the fall, she would plant Easter lilies, bulbs in there. So kind of Easter time, that whole flower bed would, or vegetable garden would be Easter lilies, and she would dig those up, and she would pot them up, and she would take them to church, and they would decorate the church with them. So now I'll just take these, and I will put these in the refrigerator as well. Do that right quick. So I already have some yogurt here, so what I'll do is I'll use some of this for tomorrow, and then tomorrow I'll show you how we do that one, how we finish it up, portion it out, and so like I said, it'll take till tomorrow. So when I come home from work tomorrow, I'll finish this yogurt video for you guys so that you can see what I do once it's chilled, and then I'll put the fruit in the bottom. And actually, you can use preserves if you wanted to, apricot or strawberry or blueberry. But my cheat is pie filling. And I just like scoop a couple scoops into each little container, and put the yogurt that I made on the top of it, and there you go. And I think these are 6 ounces, so what is that? About 3/4 of a cup in each one of my little containers. And then I'll put that in the refrigerator, and then in the morning I'll just grab my lunch, put it in my little bag, and fill my coffee cup and head out the door. So, if you like what you see today, appreciate you stopping by. Be sure that you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment. Let me know if you want to. Let me know if there's something that you would like to see me make, and I will do my best to make it. I've made some pretty complicated things. I can make an angel food cake, and it looks amazing. And angel food is very, very picky. Humidity's got to be right. I think I would like to try divinity sometime, but I don't have a yard that I could walk around and whip the air into. But maybe I could do it in my apartment. I don't know. But let me know. Comment, like, share, subscribe, And once again, thank you for stopping by, and we'll complete the yogurt tomorrow. I'm going to take the top off, and I'm going to see how it's set. So when I put a spoon in it, the spoon goes through, but I just barely see a little indentation in it. I'm going to get my phone and take a picture of it so I can post a picture of it. But I think that, I mean, if I wanted to, I could just leave it just like this and it'd probably be fine once it sits in the refrigerator. But I think I'm going to leave it for another 2 hours, because I think it'll come together even more in the 2 hours. So I'm going to poke it again and then take a picture so you can see what it looks like. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the top back on. Then I'm going to put it back in for another 2 hours and check it again. But yeah, I think another 2 hours and it'll be just fine. It's setting up really nicely. Alrighty. I probably should have put this side on first, huh? Alright, so pull that down. Nice and neat-like. Okay. And carefully put it back in. Put the top back on. Slide it back over. And turn it to proof again. Let's go to the shortcut. I'm going to turn to the right, it starts on the top left. So I'm going to put it on proof, then I'm going to press the time again, then I'm going to go another 2 hours, and I'm going to press start. Alright, so I will set another timer with Google, and I will come back shortly. See you in a little while. Hey everybody, we're back. It's been 2 hours now and the timer's about to go off, and we'll check and see how it is at this point. Yay! Alright, so I'm going to open the lid. As you can see, it's not under pressure. I'll put this over here. It smells good. I can smell that tang of yogurt. Oh yeah. See a shine. That's always a good sign. I grab my phone right quick to take pictures. That looks good. Twist it one more time. Oh yeah, that's better. I don't see any whey on top either. Yeah, I could even leave that a little while longer if I wanted to, but yeah. So if you want Greek yogurt after it's been in the refrigerator at least overnight, then you can strain it through a coffee filter, or I use flour sackcloth. Let me see if I can grab that so you can see what it looks like. It's back on. Yeah, so I put the top back on because I don't want it to absorb any odors that may be in my refrigerator. Alright. So this is what I use, this flour sackcloth. And They come as a bundle. I think like 6 of them, three or 6, I don't know. I don't remember, it's been so long since I've had to buy any. But it's just a flour sackcloth. A lot of people use these as tea towels, you know, dry dishes and stuff like that. But I use it to like cover bread that I'm making, or to strain yogurt, or you know, anything I might need to strain. I strain my liqueurs and my extracts through this, and it can be washed, bleached, whatever you like. Like this one. This one here is stained from the very first hazelnut that I made. But I mean, it's clean. It's just stained from the hazelnuts. What I did a few months ago, Mary's Nest, she showed me how to make cream cheese from that yogurt that I used to make this. So you take that whole package and put the cloth in a strainer over a bowl and put the yogurt in there and let it drain overnight, completely overnight. And then you're going to take that and you're going to put it in a bowl, and you're going to use the same wet cloth. It'll be wet then from the whey. And you'll just like do it like this in the bowl, cover it up, put a tight fitting lid on it, and then you'll put it in your refrigerator and just kind of forget about it for a couple weeks. And when you take it out of the refrigerator and you open that bowl up, let me tell you what, I could not tell the difference in that cream cheese that she showed me how to make from yogurt and the cream cheese that I bought pre-made from the store. It was amazing. I was like, okay, so I'm not buying sour cream cheese anymore. So yeah, it was good. And during the pandemic, you know, when we were under lockdown, we were having to stay home, and that's what I was doing. I was learning how to make things. I used her recipe to make some elderberry syrup for coughs and colds and flu season. And remember, I said I'm one of those, you know, have it not need it kind of people. So try to take this off of the cradle. Remember, I called it a ladle. That's so funny. And I'll just put this in the refrigerator, let it refrigerate overnight, and then tomorrow after I come home from work, and I'll change out of my shirt because I don't want to have my logo, my company's logo on camera without permission. Even though it would be promoting it, but I still don't want to do it without permission. So I'll change my shirt, and then I'll show you how I portion this up to have, because I've already used a little bit of the Greek yogurt that I put away earlier. I put it into ice trays already, so it's already freezing up really well. And then I'll pop those out, and I will have, here's the chicken broth from the other day, from the Thanksgiving day, and pumpkin. Use those as we need them. So I'll put those into like a couple different little, I've got some little snack size Ziploc bags, and I'll put those into the snack size Ziploc bags, and then put them in a bigger Ziploc bag, and then as I need it, I'll just take it out. Instead of having to like get them all stuck together. I did that. I put them all in one bag and they all stuck together, so yeah. So that was a lot of fun to get it unstuck. So I don't do that anymore. So each one of those cubes is 2 tablespoons, and you know, you can use it as much or as little as you like. I have found that 1 cube is all I needed to make a 4-cup or a quart batch of yogurt. So, and even when I'll mix it all up just like I did today, and I'll pour it into the individual cups in my regular yogurt maker. I'll show you how to do that too. Be on the watch for those at Goodwill. and be on the watch for them on sale because they are definitely worth it. I bought a brand new yogurt set at Goodwill for $10, and they're usually like $30 or $40. So, yep, you can do that. So we'll come back tomorrow. I'll put the lid back on this because we don't need it anymore. And I'm going to unplug it. I'll leave my appliances plugged in. And I've already cleaned up my mess from earlier. And I'll put this into the refrigerator, and then tomorrow evening when I come home from work, I'll finish this up and show you what I do to portion it up for my meals for the rest of the week. I use some of the other yogurt to make my lunch tomorrow. And there's the strawberry that I said I was gonna use, rather than let it go to waste. It'll be a while before I make another cheesecake. I just don't make that kind of stuff for myself. And I already have my Thanksgiving dessert, so I'm good to go there. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, share, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by. Hey everybody, welcome back to Selina's Corner. So this is day 2 of the quick cooker yogurt. I already took it out of the refrigerator. It's been 24 hours since we put it in the refrigerator. I got out the strawberry sauce, and it is defrosted. And I only need 3 more containers for this week because I already had 1 meal today. Made 4 for the week, and I'll eat my 5th meal at work on Thursday, which is our manager day. So I'll put whatever's left over in here. I'll probably have more than this, but we'll see. So, I was going to show you that I also have this packet lunch bag that I bought at Walmart over by their lunch pails and stuff at the marketplace. And it opens and it folds up, and you can tell it's been used a lot. But it's got, it's actually got the chill pack like built into it. So you just toss that in the freezer or toss that in the refrigerator, and then the next day just unfold it, put your lunch in there, close it up, and usually, after you put something in it, like this. And I need to throw this in the washer. I've used it forever. It's full of dirt. So, yeah. So we have that. Yeah, I really like it because it's got the ice pack gel stuff built into the lunch bag. So, okay. So, what I do is I use either pie filling or canned fruit, preserves. I'm trying to think of what else you could do. Coffee, I flavor it with coffee. You can flavor it with chocolate if you want to. Whatever you'd like to do. And I wanted to show you, see if you can see it, how thick it is. And if you wanted to make it Greek yogurt, you could just put it in the flour sackcloth in a strainer over a bowl and just put it in there and let all the whey drain off. And what I like about this is I don't really see a lot of whey in here. So I'm really happy with this batch, and that's another reason why I use Greek yogurt. I've noticed that when I use Greek yogurt, whole fat Greek yogurt, that I don't get a lot of whey that has to be drained off from my yogurt, even when I do it in the little glass jars in my regular yogurt maker. So this is just an experiment for me. I just wanted to see if we could do it. In a quick cooker, I see everybody making it directly in the pot, but I was like, well, I've got the ceramic pot, and I'd rather make it in that than try to fish it out of that big pot when I want to portion it up. So that's what I did, and worked great. So I took some pictures, and in the pictures you're going to see some little black specks, And that's actually from all that vanilla that we put in it. Because I split my beans, so my caviar or the bean seed are in my vanilla. So when I use it, I get little black specks. It looks so cute. All right, so let's get this portioned up. I'm going to get a bigger spoon than this. Hope everybody had a good day today. Like my shirt? My friend's mom made that for me. Says 2020. Do not recommend. 1-star rated. So I'm going to use these 3 for my yogurt. And I'm just going to try to divvy it up best I can. I was actually going to save this for another cheesecake, but I was like, you know what? I'll use that for my yogurt. That's what I had in my yogurt today. So I used some of the Greek yogurt before I put it all in the ice trays. All right. And it was good. It was really good. Does that look like that's about even to you? I might have a little bit more. But like I said, yogurt's not rocket science. That's the great thing about yogurt. It's not rocket science. Rinse off my spoon. All right. Now I'm gonna. I think it's about 3/4 of a cup. Oops, I made enough. So I'm just going to fill it to that line right there. I really like the way this turned out. And actually that texture that you're seeing is from putting sugar in it. I only see that when I put sugar in it. And I did that because we made vanilla yogurt. Made a mess. I'm going to wipe that off right quick. I'm just making a mess. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll make the yogurt and then I'll flavor it. Like when I do the coffee, yeah, I'll make the yogurt and then I'll flavor it. A little more to this one. Alright. Kind of clean all my mess here. Alright. I'm just dripping everywhere. So it's really just that simple to, pre-make your lunches for the week. Save you some money. And you're not eating junk. Because you're shopping at the fast food place. Nothing against fast food, but, keep that to a minimum. I do have my favorites too. Alright. Over here so it can drain off and dry. So that'll be a nice little snack. I can either eat that for like a mid-morning snack if I'm really busy, or I can just save it and eat it with my chicken salad, my cranberry pecan chicken salad croissant. Fancy, huh? Alright. So let's see how much of this will go in here. Probably gonna have a lot left over. Really like the way this turned out. Nice and thick. See that? So let me tell you a little trick about yogurt. So I'll find another one of these to put down. So this is a batch of yogurt. So we can take this, put a top on it, put it in the refrigerator, and then the next time we want to make yogurt, We can take a couple tablespoons out of that, put it in our next batch of yogurt, and that one you can do the same thing with. Here's your next batch, and then your next batch, and then your next batch. It's been my experience, and also from what I've read, that you can use a batch of yogurt, the same batch of yogurt, up to 3 times. So if I use this in the next batch of yogurt, that's 1. Then I use some yogurt from that batch in the next batch, that's 2. I use some of the yogurt for the next, some of that yogurt for the next batch, that's 3 batches. So to say about the 3rd batch, you're not going to see the yogurt come together as nicely as it did like in 1 and 2. So that's just a tip. So if you find yourself you don't have any starter for your next batch of yogurt, you set some aside. You can set some aside just for cooking. Like, you know, make some dressings that calls for yogurt. Save it for your next batch of yogurt. You can use the whole thing if you want to. Doesn't really matter. But I just use a couple tablespoons. That's all you need. And you put the warm milk in there, and it wakes those cultures back up. Gets them going for that new batch of yogurt. Works just great. I'm going to make sure that I don't have anything on the edge of that before I put that top on it. Alright. So that is all I had for this. The dehydrated cranberries, because they're like all water, they're taking forever. Let me grab a pen. So remember to label. This is dry. This is permanent, but it wipes right off the top of here. So I'm going to put yogurt, and then the date. I'm going to put today's date. And yogurt seems to last a really long time, but I worked when Dixie used to have a cheese shop, when they had like their big grand store. They had the big deli, the big bakery, cheese shop right there in the center of it. Some of you might remember that. I learned something. If you have a hard cheese, like a cheddar, a hard cheddar, or a Swiss, something like that, and it gets mold on it, you can cut that mold off and throw it away, and the cheese is still good. But if you get mold in a soft cheese like yogurt, sour cream, cream cheese, it's kind of hard to tell, but you can't tell the difference. Blue cheese, camembert, anything that's soft, a soft cheese, if it gets mold on it, the mold goes all the way through the cheese, and it is not safe to eat. Throw it away. Don't even try to get no. If it's a soft cheese and it gets mold on it, throw it away. Okay? So I would say this will probably be good for a week. So in a week, I'm going to check it. I'm going to make sure that it's still good, doesn't have any little fuzzies growing on it. If it has fuzzies growing on it, then I'm going to throw it away. But yogurt tends to last for a pretty good while. So I've had it last like 10 to 12 days before I'm like, oh, I forgot all about it. I had that yogurt. And I go in there and I look at it, it's still good. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'll just put some fruit in it. So I have enough to make another serving and have one more container. So I'll just go ahead and do that. Use the last of this strawberry so they can go to waste. I love these prep bowls because they got that little pour spout on them. Isn't that neat? And they've got markings on them for measurements. You can see it, you hold it up. I mean, look at it from the inside too. It's pretty cool. I like them. There's 3 different sizes. And you know, I think maybe next time I might try, because you know, yogurt, it just depends. I don't know, it depends on the weather. I have no idea. But sometimes it seems like my yogurt sets up in 6 hours, and sometimes it doesn't set up for 12. So I think it, you know, it just depends on the batch of yogurt or the culture that you use. I guess it would depend on the age of the culture of how long it takes it to set up. I've got another topping here. Selina. Well, I'll have to dig that out when I'm done with my little video here. I know it's right there. It's probably in that bowl that I have all my lids in. But anyway, if there's anything that, any other things that I can answer, anything that I could clarify a little bit for you, just let me know in the comments. If you like what you saw today, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment, be nice. And I just want to say I appreciate you stopping by and taking the time to stop and watch my videos. And I will see you next time on Selina's Corner.